Thank you for joining the Northern Miner here at the Rural Resource Investment Symposium in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm pleased to introduce Guy Goulet, the CEO of Cerro de Pasco Resources. Welcome.
Well, thank you for the invitation, Henry. I'm very pleased to be here.
My pleasure. All right, let's set it up. Please introduce us to the company and its main asset in Peru for those of our viewers who are less familiar with the company.
Okay, very good. So, Henry, I'm going to start first to talk to you about the Cerro de Pasco mine. Okay? So it's a mine that is located at 15,000 feet above sea level in the Andes of Peru. There's 67,000 people living around that mine. It was discovered first by the Spanish back in 1630. They start to operate that mine. That mine has never stopped its operation since. I don't know one mine in the world that have such a statistic. In 1906, Mr. J.P. Morgan himself made what they still call the greatest investment of the 20th century in Peru. He invested in that project tens of millions of dollars, which is today probably the equivalent of billions of dollars. They create Cerro de Pasco Copper Corporation. They list the company on the New York Stock Exchange. The mine became, well, they have sent to that project the best engineers, the best metallurgists, the best geologists, the best equipment. Cerro de Pasco became the school of all the mine. Everybody wants to work at Cerro de Pasco. Cerro de Pasco became the cash cow of the country. Cerro de Pasco became the largest gold, copper, silver mine in the world.
All right.
They extracted 300 million tons over the years out of that mine.
At what grade, more or less?
So at the time, it was really, really rich. It was like 3 ounces silver was 8.6% zinc, 1.6% copper, was 2-3% zinc, was a little bit of gold. And well, the recovery was bad though. The recovery was bad.
Because of old technology, right?
Exactly.
All right. So the company has an option to buy the asset outright. What did your due diligence reveal about the grades and the 423 million silver equivalent ounces that reside in the tailings at this stage?
So I just mentioned to you they extracted 300 million tons out of that pit. Some of it was processed, 75 million tons. The rest of it was stockpile. So what we own, Cerro de Pasco Resource shareholders, we own the mineral rights on these stockpiles and these tailings. So we own the mineral rights on what we expect to be the largest above ground mineral resource on the planet.
Wow. Okay.
So at some point there are 2 neighbor facilities, flotation facilities beside that belongs to Volcan, one of the largest zinc producer in South America. And at some point in late 2019, 2020, we wanted to buy those facilities. And we tried to make a deal. And well, at some point, it was March 2020, COVID came, and we end up not making a deal, not signing an agreement. But we have done an intense due diligence where we have sent for 4 months 2 mining engineers and 2 geologists. And what we have done, we have compiled all the monthly report from 1906 when Mr. J.P. Morgan himself made the investment until 1992 when they stopped sending material in these tailings. And from the results we had, if you compile and you put the copper, the lead, the zinc, and the gold into silver equivalent, you end up at 423 million ounces of silver.
Okay. Right.
It's $14 billion US worth of metals above ground.
Nice.
Let's recall today, you know what's the problem in mining? It's mining. There's no mining there. It's all above ground. Okay. Mining costs, like to produce base metal or precious metal, 40% of the cost average is mining. For us, you account $1 per ton for mining.
All right. So how does the company plan to do things differently? To basically do better than the poor recovery rates the former miners got there. How will you do it differently and actually turn a profit there?
Well, we perform some drilling, and we're exactly where we expected to be. Okay, like those 423 million ounces, they have a grade, and so after 40 holes, we are precisely where we expected to be, except we're a little low on copper, but we will catch up on copper. We will catch up on the second phase of drilling. We should have a Supreme Decree signed in the next few weeks. What will do different? Or why was the question should be why the recovery was so bad at the time and why you will do better.
Yes.
Okay? So first of all, this was going on at the beginning of the 20th century. The technologies were so-so, the reagents were not that good. We can read in the reports that the grinding was not appropriate. But if you read more reports, you realize, you go back in time, that was the largest mine in the world. They were extracting from that pit every day 20,000 tons. They were processing 13,000 tons. They were stockpiling 7,000 tons. Every morning, there was 20,000 tons there. So when you do flotation, you will recover rapidly in the first 24 hours, 60% of your metals. And if you keep the process going for 72 hours, you will end up recovering probably 85 to 87% of your metals. So go back in time and you tell me why they should have waited an extra 48 hours to gain an extra 25%, while they can every day get 60%, because there will be 20,000 ton there tomorrow and there will be 20,000 ton there. So what they were doing, they were throwing that rich material away after 24 hours. This is why it's the richest tailing on the planet.
Okay.
So basically, we do basic flotation, we will get the recovery, the balance of
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned your drilling program. It was a 40-hole phase 1 drilling program you conducted recently. And you mentioned offline that you unexpectedly encountered gallium in the results as well. Why is that important?
Well, I just mentioned to you that we were exactly where we expect to be with the silver, gold, lead and zinc. We were a little low on copper. We will catch up on copper in the second phase. So obviously you analyze for critical metals today. We're 2025. United States desperately need gallium. United States do not produce gallium. 98% of the gallium is produced by China. And China has lately banned the exportation of gallium, germanium, and antimony to United States. You need that in United States for 5G, aerospace, defense, satellite, radar. Like gallium is going to replace the silicone chips.
Okay. So, very critical mineral for the future. All right. So what are your key catalysts going forward this year? Please walk me through.
So we're going to get a listing shortly on the Lima Stock Exchange. There's a lot of money in Peru, by the way, okay? And everybody knows Cerro de Pasco. Like Cerro de Pasco in Peru, it's emblematic. Even if you come in the community, you go on the road and there's a big arch there and it says, La Capitale Mondiale de la Mina, the world capital of the mines. Okay, they're proud of that. So we're getting a listing there. It will help. The volume is picking up now, but it's going to pick up a lot more with that listing in Peru. And we're going to get to be granted a supreme decree to go for a second phase of drilling, which is aside of our permit on the ground of the government, which will become our ground at some point.
So this will be Greenfields exploration that's different from the tailings-based exploration?
No. It's like we know what is there. So the first 40 holes, we were expecting some numbers we got. Now we're going to add 60 more holes, and will be the same. From the top to the bottom, you get 1.5 to 2.5 ounce per ton silver and an average of 4.3 ounce per ton silver equivalent. No gap, not 1 meter with a gap.
Nice. Yeah, nice and uniform.
So this is going to happen probably in September. And most important thing is the metallurgy. We're doing a lot of metallurgical tests at the moment. We have some material in Sweden, we have some material in Canada, we have some material in Lima, we have some material in Germany. So metallurgy will be the key. If you got the numbers, like if we recover 40% of that metals, in our model, we end up at $140 million US profit a year over a period of 22 years. If we recover 70% of that material and we built our own plant, we're going to end up at $610 million US profit a year. It's a lot of money. It's a junior mining company. We have a market cap of 250 million, and we might earn in between 140 million and $610 million US profit a year. It's so metallurgy is going to come in September, October. But it's not a rush to publish the metallurgy. Better optimize it. Every 1% we recover more means tens of millions of profit extra for a shareholder. So you imagine you go from 40, you go to 70 or 75%. It's a big difference on the profit on the life of mine of that project.
Yeah. What else is important that we should mention about the company or the asset?
Well, that's about it. The main thing is this is only for the 7 million tons, 75 million tons tailings. There's this 104 million ton stockpile that probably contains as much or more metals.
All right. Okay. So when would you expect to finalize the acquisition?
Well, in fact, there's no acquisition. We own the permit. We just own the permit. We just have to transform that permit into an operation permit.
I get it. Okay.
But for this, you need to bring to the government a feasibility study and see here. So what's nice about that project is it has so many winning conditions. Like we're going to create the wealth back in the community of Cerro de Pasco. I mentioned to you 67,000 people living there. That mine used to employ 7,000 people. Today, that mine barely employs 500 people. Okay? We were discussing with they call him the presidente, the mayor of the community. And he was saying we all want to send our children back to college and university in Lima. We just don't have the money anymore. And he was pointing out our stockpiles and our tailings. And he says, this is what's going to bring our people back to school.
Nice.
Okay? So this winning condition number one. Number two, there's this tailing and the stockpile right in the middle of the community. We didn't do that. We're going to correct this. Over the years, this will be all reprocessed and placed in a modern facility. So this is like in 20 years, there's no more acid water in Cerro de Pasco. It's a green country. Okay. Another winning condition for that, we're going to give to the government 30% income tax. I just mentioned to you expected profit there. So government obviously want us to get this project going as soon as possible. Well, finally, it's going to be a big benefit for our shareholders.
Excellent. All right, there you heard it from Guy Goulet, the CEO of Cerro de Pasco Resources. Thank you for making time to join me.